My education at Emily Carr, I really focused on objects, or I guess you'd call that sculpture. And at the time, what interested me so much about objects is that they were real things. And I liked the potential of an object to disrupt, to question, to highlight. It was something that you could trip over, in other words. So through that process of working with real things, real objects, culturally loaded things, I like the idea of paring down the whole process even more. So the objects were very subtle, but then I just want to get away from the object themselves and just to work with the action of doing something to an object. And so I pulled back all the information, no objects in the picture, and then I went to a sign because I think my general interest in writing just sort of came out at that point. Crash Crawley is the only place in BC that still has a play ball pit. And so I spent a good month just searching around. I went to IKEAs and McDonald's, making heaps of phone calls everywhere. And there's a certain point where I thought, there's no more play ball pits around. And what I learned through that was that they're all disappearing because of sanitary reasons. The India trip was solely to do this project. Although I had a friend of mine that I was meeting up with, and I was to help him as well with one of his works. But the idea for this project has sort of been germinating for the last 3 years or so. It sort of had the initial hit, and then it just kind of let it mature and mature and mature until it kind of like the right time to sort of make the work. Because there's always, it seems like when you get the hit, you know that that's going to be the bulk of the work. But there's some other components that need to sort of come along to collide with it to sort of give it enough push or energy to actually sort of execute the thing itself. Because I like this idea of like one small item sort of being able to charge a greater body, a greater area or item or what have you. So plucking this one ball, doing this somewhat of a grand gesture, I hoped would somehow activate that entire space, right? But there has to be, of course, knowledge of me doing it for that to take place.